Welcome to Scrapbooking 101. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's so great to be here. It is our last Scrapbooking 101 for 2023. Oh, apologize. I have a new, give me just a sec. I am going live on Instagram for the first time tonight, and it's, I need to mute it and I don't know how. Well, let me see if I can. How about now? Okay. Okay. I think I got it. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. I wanted to, let you know that tonight, excuse me, I am joining you through all of my regular channels that I know normally join you, my Facebook page, my Facebook groups, my YouTube channel, and tonight, I have a new audience in Instagram. So I was able to add you to the list of my socials that I can go live all at the same time. So welcome to all of you out in Instagram land. And, if you could just let me know, I see some people are on. If you could just let me know if you can still hear me. I want to make sure the mute that I just turned on didn't mute me. I don't think it did, but Christina, hello from Shreve, Ohio. If you could let me know, can you still hear me? I just want to make sure I didn't mute the wrong thing. All right, I'm going to keep going, but someone who has joined, you could just let me know if you can still hear me. I would appreciate it. New technology, and I'm so okay, great. Thank you, Christina. I'm so excited that I'm able to include Instagram now. So it's a great addition to all of you that are out there. So, um, Scrapbooking 101, since I do have this new audience in Instagram, let's kind of do a recap of what happened in Scrapbooking 101 this year. In 2023, what did we do? What did we learn? What did we talk about? So, we started off the year and we started at the very beginning, the things that you need to do to get started. So, for all of you new scrapbookers out there, go back and watch my previous episodes. They are out on my YouTube channel. They talk about everything you need to do, getting your own scrapbook space somewhere, if it's your dining room table, if it's an extra bedroom, if it's a closet that you can um, redo into a little space for yourself. Try to find a space where you can set up your scrapbook room. It's so much easier to have a space dedicated to you, to your craft, than trying to pack everything up and unload every time you want to scrapbook. But if that's what you have to do, if you don't have any other choice, that's perfectly fine too. There are a lot of great storage options that you can use if you do not have dedicated space. One that comes to mind right off is some kind of a cart where you can load everything into a cart. That would be great, and then you just pull that out and start your scrapbooking. So we talked about all of that, stuff that you need to do before you start scrapbooking, getting set up, getting the tools that you need, a trimmer, adhesive, a pen, and all of these are anything that I talk about should be a scrapbooking safe material so that it's acid and lignin free and safe for your photos. So trimmer, um, adhesive, a pen, an album, some paper, and your pictures, and you're good to go. So get all of those supplies together for your album, and then we're gonna talk about pictures. Then we're gonna get on our phones or wherever our pictures are stored. Maybe they're already printed out, and this is an album that you're doing of, childhood photos. They're already printed out for you. Great. So get the photos together that you want in your album. Decide what this album is gonna be about. Is it gonna be about your childhood? Is it gonna be a heritage album? So it's gonna be, a wide variety of your childhood and stories from your childhood. I love that. Is it gonna be about an event or a vacation or a chronological yearly album, a school album, school picture album? What is it gonna be? What do you wanna do? Is this a present for someone? Is this for you? Is it for your family? So so decide what all of that looks like, and then you can pick out the style of your album, and then you can pick out papers and die cuts and stickers to use in your album, and that's the fun part, right? The shopping. We all love the shopping part. So, those are all of, like, the things you have to do beforehand, right? If your pictures aren't printed, get them printed out, get them ready to go. And there we are. So that is how we started off the year in Scrapbooking 101. We talked about all of those things that you have to do. Now, I'm explaining my style of scrapbooking. There are so many different styles of scrapbooking. So start off and then evolve to what feels right to you, what you like to do. Scrapbook how you want to scrapbook and how brings you joy and how you enjoy your hobby, right? All right. So that kinda led us up to this project that we're working on, which I have on my table. So let me just, jump over so you can see a bigger view of this scrapbook. And I'm gonna get rid of this caption here for the time being so that you can see the whole area. So this is the scrapbook we started working on several sessions ago, and how this evolved is I had made a desk calendar for my work desk, and it had a picture for every month. Well, this was I made the calendar in 2019, and it was for the year 2020. So we weren't in the office, uh, only January, February, and March, and then we were shut down for COVID. So I didn't really get to enjoy the calendar on my desk, because we weren't going into the office regularly. So I didn't know what to do with all of those pictures, and that can be, something that you experience when you're scrapbooking is you have extra pictures. Maybe you print out doubles of one, and so now you have an extra, or maybe when you're scrapbooking, you printed out 12 pictures for an event, and you wanna make that a two-page layout, and you have too many pictures, so you eliminate some other ones you're gonna use on your page, so you have extra that way. There can be a lot of different ways that you end up with extra pictures. I apologize, I'm getting ready to sneeze again, just like last time. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for saying bless you. I heard you guys. Um, excuse me. Alright, so maybe you have some extra pictures, and that's really what I used for my calendar. I had these extra copies of pictures or pictures I didn't end up using in my albums, and I used those for my calendar that I never got to look at work. So, when we started talking about an album, I started looking through my pictures, and I found that calendar that I had made, and I thought this was gonna be the perfect pictures to put in a little 8 by 8 album, and it kind of evolved then into an album where I will have recent pictures, and I will have past pictures. So, it's now titled My Then and Now Album. So, the calendar that I made, I used my family's birthdays to determine the pictures that would go for that month. So, you see here the little, it was like a sticky sticky note calendar. You see here my little January sticky note, and my dad's birthday was in January, so I had this picture of my dad and I for January. So I figured, this is kind of a then or now, and then, I added some more since the last time we talked last month. I have the last picture that we have, the last family picture that we have with dad up here in the top right corner. So I have my then and my now. Um, so I really wasn't sure how this album was gonna evolve and come together, but I'm really loving this idea. I love that I have older pictures and newer pictures on the same two-page spread because normally I do chronological albums. Um, so I have just current pictures in my layouts. So having the older pictures and the newer pictures is really, um, so cool to see, of course, how we're aging and just how, the different, things happening. For example, this picture down here with my dad, this is Penelope, my granddaughter, and Jason, my, son-in-law, and we are out to eat, and I love this picture because she's just staring at him. Throughout dinner, she was just staring at him because she didn't know who he was, and so it's a cool picture to have with his great-granddaughter, um, and him. So, I just love how this is all coming together, and again, all of these pictures are pictures that were extra. I didn't end up putting them in an album for whatever reason, so I'm going through extra pictures to use them in this album, which is another um, great thing that I'm loving about this album is I'm getting to use pictures that were, extra and just, in my storage box of pictures. So I love that. Um for this one, I did add one more picture here, um, and the only page that I don't have any pictures is my Christmas. I'm gonna jump back all the way back to December. I I also did not have my, calendar from December, my little sticky note calendar. I don't know why. Somehow I didn't have November either. But for every other month, I have my little sticky note for the month that it is. So I'm gonna have to do a title on these last 2. November, we don't have any family birthdays, so I am just using Thanksgiving. And I think that this is the picture that I had in my calendar that I had made. So I'm just going with that same theme, which I'm loving again because again, we're seeing the growing and the adding of people, grandkids and, new friends and stuff. So it's, a great way to, see that progression. And then this is my December page, and I don't have anything, as you can see, on this page. So I'm gonna start here in December, and I'm gonna talk about a couple different techniques tonight, things that we may or may not have talked about this year. Thank you, Teresa, for saying you love it. Oh, Katie, my daughter, hold on. She says that Penelope loves chocolate cake just like her great grandpa, so that's good. So this is another, cool picture. They have a love of chocolate cake. Oh, and then I need to add Jason to December. Yes, I have to go back and make sure I have everybody in here with birthdays in that month. And then I also have some anniversaries too. So I'm planning on filling up all of these pages, and it's gonna be, a collage of pictures, because I'm gonna try and get as many as I can in each month. Thank you for commenting, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, so here is December. So we are gonna do a couple different techniques tonight that we may not have talked about yet this year. The first one, I'm not sure if I had shown you how I put my photos on mats. So I'm gonna show that, and I do have a lot of December pictures here. So when I say put them on a mat, it means, usually cardstock, but you can use, decorative paper. You can use paper that has a pattern in it for a photo mat, but having a photo mat just helps your picture stand out. Right? You just have that outline of color around your picture now. And a lot of, ladies will use a color that's in the photo to make the photo then stand out. And this one just happened to be, my mom has a red shirt on here, so the red is gonna match her shirt in this picture. Alright, so I'm gonna actually move the album out of my way because I'm gonna use my 12-inch trimmer. And this trimmer definitely helps me with my technique, the technique that I like to use for putting my pictures on a photo mat. So what I will do is I will, look at my pictures and see which of them are the largest. Which one is the top the biggest, length and width, and I use that one to cut my first picture because that way I have the largest width, and I know that the rest of the pictures that I wanna use this color for my photo mat will fit, right? Because if I start with the largest width, then everything that has a smaller width is gonna fit. So I just try to conserve paper, with my method. Um, and again, there are so many different ways to do this. This is just what works for me. Alright, so this is the picture here that is the biggest the whitest, okay? I wanna make sure because 'cause I'm gonna use this picture in a peekaboo pocket, so I wanna make sure that if I put a mat on it, is it still gonna fit in here? I'm gonna have to be real conservative. It will fit, but I have to be real conservative with the width of my mat. Okay, and I've just been trying to write down the date before I put this on a mat. This is in 2019. I'll have to write it down because by the time I'm ready to, journal that, I will forget what date I said. So, this is Christmas 2019. Alright, so this is the picture that is the widest after I have cropped down my pictures, this is the one that is the widest. So, I'm gonna lay it on my cardstock. Like I said, I'm gonna do a very thin this picture, I'm gonna do a very thin mat. Although at the top and the bottom, I have more room, so I'm gonna do a very thin mat on the sides, and I may still need to trim it. But I put my adhesive on the back of my picture, and then I put my picture on my cardstock, and then I grab my trimmer, and this trimmer has these wonderful things in the arm that slide up and down, little guides. And in the center of that guide is a black mark all the way down the middle of that guide, and that is showing you where you're cutting. Because my blade cuts on this mat, and it cuts on the very this dotted line here, okay? So that's where your blade cuts, and you know where it's cutting because there's a dotted line on the mat. Well, when you have your paper on here, you can't see that dotted line, so you need another visual indicator of where you're cutting, and that's when you use that guide, uh, 2 guides actually, there's one at the top and one at the bottom that slide up and down, and I'm gonna try and hold it real close so you can maybe see this line that I'm talking about, but there's a black line down the center, and that's showing you where you're cutting, which is awesome for a lot of things, and one of them for lining up where I'm gonna cut for my mat. Now, I wanna cut a little thicker. I wanna try and match the width that I have up here at the top. So, I'm gonna use that line, and I'm going to gauge between my side of my picture and that line, try and gauge that same width. And if I don't get it quite right, that's fine. I can always trim or adjust my picture. So, I think I've got it okay right there. So then when I'm cutting, I also use this white line that is on the side of your blade mechanism. There's a white line right there, and that is exactly where your blade is. That's where your cut is gonna start or stop. So I can use that white line to cut just to the edge of this picture on the, cardstock. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm at the edge of my picture. My white line is at the edge of my picture. I'm gonna stop right there. Okay. So now this is what I have. I have the one cut on the side, and I'm gonna finish cutting the other side. And I'm gonna do a very narrow on this side because I'm gonna put this picture in the peekaboo pocket, which is the next method that we're gonna talk about tonight. Oh, I think I moved my picture. It's crooked, no problem. We're just gonna adjust. Now I can pick up a picture off of the paper pretty easily. Our adhesive allows for that, but, once you leave that picture on there, it's never gonna fall off. So the adhesive is never gonna quit. Alright, so this is how I put photo mats on my pictures, and I wanna do these 3 with you tonight because we're also gonna put these in peekaboo pockets. And if you're wondering what those are, well, they are, a great way to add pictures to a page or to do a fun little effect on a page so that you're flipping up and down. And this one is not gonna be in a peekaboo pocket, only 2 of them are. Okay, and I'm gonna use the same method. I'm gonna use my guide, try and match up the same width on this side as on this side. I'm gonna stop right there at the edge of my picture, turn my paper, start at the edge of my picture, and then finish cutting. So that is my method. Try and conserve paper and, not have as many scraps. So I didn't cut all the way through because then I have this little square right here of scrap. Right now, if I leave it on the page, then I could use it for a 12-inch size piece of paper. So if I leave this piece here, I could have, use it for a bigger piece if I need it. So I try and conserve on how many scraps I have left over and how many scraps I have to store. Okay, so there we go. We've got 2 of the 3 ready to go. I'm gonna cut this one down here. I use one little, row about the width of a dime of adhesive in each corner and sometimes in the center of my picture. So you don't need a whole lot of adhesive on each picture. All right. So here we go. I'm going to line this up to get the same width as over here. Cut down to the edge of my picture. And there is a white line on this side of the blade mechanism as well. So I know where to stop. So there we go. I have that cut. And now I can turn it this way and finish this side. And there we go. I'm right there to my edge of my picture. And again, if it's not exactly even, no worries. We can always lift up the picture and adjust, or you can trim it off with your personal trimmer, whatever you would like to do. All right. So there we go. We have our 3 pictures that we're going to use peekaboo pockets for. All right, let's talk about peekaboo pockets. I don't think this is something we've talked about in 2023 in Scrapbooking 101. So let's do it. Let's talk about it. All right. So, peekaboo pockets, like I said, are great if by chance you forget a picture that you wanted to put on a two-page spread. Been there, done that. So they're a great way to add a picture to a page by just adhering this peekaboo pocket to the page and then adding your picture inside the peekaboo pocket. That's one thing. Another fun thing to do with peekaboo pockets is make a fun interactive. For example, you can layer these guys like so, and then have a fun flipping out of pictures for whoever's looking at the album, to flip these out and see what's underneath. So there's a lot of fun ways to use the Peekaboo Pockets, and there's a lot of different sizes, so go check those out on my website. 4 by 6, 6 by 12, 4 by 4, lots of fun sizes. So what I wanted to do with these pictures, these pictures are a, succession of events. So, here you see my granddaughter and my daughter, and they're getting ready to decorate the little house, the little gingerbread house, and, they are putting icing on it. So then the next picture is the icing, and then kind of the final picture is, uh front and back. She's putting the icing on here and we can see it, and then here is a picture of my granddaughter watching it. So what I thought was since the sizes that they are, I would put these 2 on top this way, because this happened, then this happened, and then we'll do a peekaboo pocket so that you can see the bottom picture. So just a fun little, interactive to flip open to see the final result. All right. So, these are the ones that are 4 by 4, and I did put the mats on them, so I may need to trim because they may not fit in the 4 by 4 now, but let's see. I tried to do very slim, and it's really snug. So let me just do a little trim. No worries. The personal trimmer is great for that. It's got a nice sharp blade, and I'm gonna give a little trim to this top one here. Start very narrow, right? You don't wanna take too much off. And these guys can definitely cut very precisely. All right, so let's see. Let's see if it fits now. Okay. I'm not sure which way these are gonna flap out, so let's get that decided next. I'm so excited to share this with you guys tonight. You guys have gone from, beginning scrapbooking to peekaboo pockets. Isn't that is awesome. Okay, so we're gonna have to go. So we have some options. So I can lay my bottom picture down and then kind of wrap this adhesive part of the peekaboo pocket on top of it like so, and let me just take this picture out to show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna fold this over. You fold it over the opening, okay? And this piece right here has the adhesive on it on the outside here. So you're just gonna fold that over the opening. So one way to do it is to, just wrap them around this picture, right? And then it's gonna open like this, and then this one's gonna open like this. Um, or I could layer them like we kinda mentioned a minute ago. I could stack them like this, like so, and then we open the first one, and then we open the second one and see the third. So there's really a lot of ways, and I mean, I could have one up here, and then, I mean, we could wrap them all over the picture. So we first one folds down like this one opens like this. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can, style these to make it really fun. So I think what I'm gonna do, let's do a double. I wanna I wanna try it this way. I think that will work. I wanna try it this way so that I have the picture here. This will be on top. And I know you're gonna see some of the picture under here, unless we layer them. So let's layer them, and we'll bring this one down here so that one's at the top of the picture and one's at the bottom of the picture. So we'll have this picture here. You'll flap that open, you'll have this picture here. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna have here and here. All right. So first, let me get this big picture into place, and I'm just gonna put adhesive on this side and up to here because my peekaboo pockets are gonna come in right there, okay? So I'm gonna put adhesive, not all the way in the corner like I usually do, but a little bit away from the corner so that the peekaboo pocket, will be here on the left, okay? Alright, and then okay, and then I can put it down on my paper. Another reason not to put adhesive all the way over here is we have to be able to slide these underneath this, and we can't do that if there's adhesive there. Alright, and I'm trying to get like I said, I'm trying to get as many pictures on a page in this book, so, I'm gonna move this one over here because maybe I can put some other pictures over. So it looks like about right here. Let me double check that before I push it down. Yes, so then this picture will end up right here. That should be good. Okay, I think we got it good on the page there, so we can press that down. Alright, so let's start we're like I said, we're gonna have one up at the top to the top edge, and then this one will be bottom edge. And actually, let's see, we're gonna need to do this one. This one's gonna flip first. Okay, so we're gonna put this one on last. Alright, the one at the bottom, we're gonna put on first. Okay. So I told you that the adhesive is on this side. It's probably hard to see, but there is a little backing on it that we have to peel off. So it is very faint, and sometimes it's staticky and sticks to your hand. Just letting you know. Been there, done that too. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to peel just a little bit of this back, right? Just to give me enough to hold on grab a hold of once I get it in place. So I just hold it down. Just like I do my photo tape, I do the same thing with this backing on the peekaboo pocket. And this one's gonna go all the way down to the bottom. So we wanna get this in place first, and we don't want the full, um, adhesive exposed because then it's hard to move around, and you get it someplace and it sticks, and then you can't move it. Alright, so it's snug up against that picture, against that photo mat. Okay, and here's my little backing. I'm gonna just peel the rest of it off. Oh, what's wrong? It's not snug up. Alright, so this is the backing. I know it's hard to see, but it's very thin. It's just a small little backing on the back of the peekaboo pop. Alright, and it's still not snug up against the part at the top. I need to move it over just a tad. There we go. I think that's good. Alright, so now we're gonna have to fit this one underneath that one, so we're gonna have to move that one anyway. Alright, so now I'm gonna fold this backing back, same thing, just give it a little crease. And lay this one underneath the other one. And it's gonna go all the way to the top of the picture. Oh, we're just gonna get that in. There we go. Good. I've got the backing. Get it as close as we can. Pull that off. Push it down. Okay. Very good. All right. So now we've got a flip this one open and a flip that one open. Okay, so we can put our pictures in, and we just wanna make sure we slide them in so that they're in the right direction. There we go. I may need to trim that one off. Yep, I need to trim this one, and let's make sure that's closing. Yeah, I need to just trim this one a little bit. It's gonna have to be very close, almost no mat on either side so that that closes. And if we can't get it to close, then maybe we need to adjust our peekaboo pockets out just a little. All right, let's try that. We got a little sliver off each side. Let's see if that is gonna give us what we need to be able to close this. Pretty much, yeah. It's still coming up a little bit, and maybe because it's so close to this picture, let me trim it just a little more off. And that's fine. I still have a lot of photo mat at the top and the bottom, so it's okay if we have to get rid of all of it on the sides. No worries. And I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna trim off all of the photo mat on the sides so they match. There we go. All right. There we go. So now we have the first picture in the process, the second picture in the process, and the third picture in the process. Now you do have this other side over here, so you can put a fun little, die cut here, a decorative die cut. Um, I have this little guy, and I'll get some adhesive on it. It says, "Baking Spirits Bright." So we're gonna put that little guy on the back there with his little gingerbread. There we go, Baking Spirits Bright, and then you could also do I'm gonna do a little, square of journaling paper here, and we'll write the story about making this gingerbread house together. And I need this big of a piece. I love our 12 by 12 lined paper for journaling. It makes it so easy. I am someone that, um, when I write, I don't write in a straight line, so having the lines is great. And I could just take the picture out and put this on. I don't have to try and get this in. Sometimes. It just happens I do it the hard way. There we go. There we go. So now we have some journaling we can do on the back of that picture. Or, like I said, you could also do additional pictures. So if you had, you know, 5 pictures in the succession, then you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little, die cut here down at the bottom, and I have a let's see, I need something let's do something that we can see something like this, so that you can use it as a tab to open your peekaboo pockets. So let's see, if I do this one on this tab, then we need one here on this tab, so we could put them like so to decorate the tabs. And we're just gonna put a little bit of adhesive. Um, we'll try the adhesive. If adhesive does not work on the, um, peekaboo pocket, since it is a glossy, uh, type of plastic, it is photo safe. Um, You may need a little bit of our, um, precision. Everything I'll show you is, um, safe, picture safe. There we go. So now we have a little decoration on the front, and we have a way to open our peekaboo pockets with our little holly leaves, and it decorates, the flap here, where they're overlapping. Alright, fun. I love it. And if you wanted to decorate so that you don't see the picture up here, let's see, we can move this guy up. Let's see if that there we go. That way we don't see that picture peeking out at the top, and there we go. We've got our little succession of gingerbread house and how it was made with Aunt Katie and Savannah. There we go. All right, so that was a couple methods I wanted to show you, how I do my photo mats, how to use peekaboo pockets in your albums to, give a little fun effect and to be able to add even more pictures. If you're wondering about how am I gonna put the page protector on this page, what I will have to do is I will have to cut my page protector in this spot right here, cut out that corner, and then I will adhere it down to the page with some of our repositionable tape. You cannot see it very well, so I will still be able to slide my um, page protector on this page, but will have to cut out this section of it in order to do so. Okay, just want to say hi to a couple more people. Marion, hello, great to see you. And Jean, hello, great to see you as well. Merry Christmas to you guys. Um, all right, so those were a couple things I wanted to show you tonight. And then one more thing, I grabbed some of my little scraps of white cardstock. And I don't remember if we've talked about this either, but I may have mentioned it of how I like to use the white strips to label my pictures. And I want to flip back up here to, let's see, which page was it? I think this one. I want to put some little tabs here underneath my pictures so that I know what the date is for that picture. And like I said, I write the dates down before I put the picture down in the books so that I can have a um, have the date and I don't have to try and lift the picture up to see the date underneath on the back of the picture. This is a little thick. I like to use probably, let me give you a measurement. This is it's about 7/8. So I usually use, I guess, maybe half an inch, but I'm going to cut this in half. So whatever that is, I'm just using this line here to get it straight, but I usually, use just something that's a little thinner, and then I just put the date, but you can put, um I also have put, what the event is too as well. Sorry, I have a new place for my markers, and I'm remembering that they're not next to me anymore. I need to grab a marker. Okay, I'm just gonna use black. And the date of this one is 4/4/21. And then you can put who's in the picture. Here we go. That size was just the size I need, so I can put that right there. I love putting it on the picture. And of course, I don't, cover up things I don't want to cover up. If there's something there that, it's not going to work to put it on the picture, that's fine. but I love the way that that looks to have these little strips of white paper for my journaling. I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna give this one a title because we were at a painting class. So I'm going to trim this up just a tad, and that one was okay, so that one was 9/17/17, painting class, Pam and Dad. I know that sometimes it's hard to see your handwriting. We all say, our "I don't like my handwriting," but it's okay. I've got some space down here. Oh, actually, I got a date right there. Hmm, okay, I have to check on that one. But I like to, but it's good to have your handwriting because then when you share your album with people or you give this to your kids, they have your handwriting in their album. Okay, so there we go. So that is another technique I like to use is to use little strips of white paper, which is a great way to use up your bits and scraps, and then also have the event date, title, and who's in it. Or you can just do the date. It's up to you. If your page already has other, journaling on it and you just wanna do the date on that little piece, that's great too. And you don't have to use the white. I use the white because it is a color that is in my decorative paper that we used, but, you can use whatever color you'd like. Anything that matches, your album theme is great. So there we go. So we've talked about oh, and then there was one other technique I wanted to show you, and then that's gonna finish us off for the night, and we will talk about what's happening in 2024. Alright. So another technique that I like to use is, as you can see right now, all of the pictures that I have in here are square. So using a different shape for your pictures, just gives it some, change, variety. So try, doing, circles or hearts. Those are always cute. This one's gonna go in May because it's me. All right, it's my birthday month. I just to explain what I'm doing in this picture, I am holding, a toy that I had for since I was little that I played with and I saved for my girls. Um, it finally had gotten to the point where it just, was falling apart, so I had to throw it away, but I wanted to take a picture of it before I threw it away. So there we go. So if we cut it in circles and it's a great way to fit it in a small little spot. Oops, sorry, I have my photo album. So cut it in a circle. It's a great way to fit it in a small spot and just to give it some variety of how, your album looks. And then here is, my sister and I at my niece's wedding. I was gonna cut this one in a circle as well. This is gonna go on her page in September. There we go. And if you're doing a collage like I'm doing for this album, it's a great way to get a bunch of pictures on a page. So there we go, something like that, and it just looks cute. So something like that. So just change it up a little bit with the shape of your pictures and, do, circles or ovals is a good one to use as well. And we also have rectangles. So lots of different shapes that, really can change it up and make it look really cute. Okay, so that's it. Um, I was hoping that I could have this album done by the end of our class, but there are a lot of pictures that I still wanna get in on these pages from, the past, and I have to go through pictures and find those. So it's gonna be a work in progress. You may see this again next year for Scrapbooking 101. I may still be, bring it out and show you, where I've, gotten to with it, but, um, there's still a lot of pages that I need to find pictures for. But so far, we are moving right along with this one. Alright. So let me just change my view back to alright. Yes. Oh my goodness. My picture does not look great. Oh, I'm sorry for this. That looks okay. My picture's very fuzzy. I don't know if it looks fuzzy to you guys. I'm sorry. Again, I'm on a new social channel tonight, Instagram, so I don't know if that's causing it. I apologize. But I was laughing because my sister is on tonight, Teresa. Hello, Teresa. And she made a comment about the picture that I just put in. Oh, can't answer your call right now, Katie. She made a comment about this picture that I just put in, the round picture that I just cut. This was at my, niece's wedding, and there had just been a very big rain shower. It's down in Atlanta, and so, and it was hot day and sweaty, and then there was a rain shower. We just felt like a big old mess, but, um, we had a great time anyway. Alright. So, I'm sorry for this bad picture that I have happening right now, but anyway, I wanted to, first of all, say thank you for joining me. This is our last Scrapbooking 101 for 2023. It's been a joy to be with you guys every month and talk about scrapbooking. It's one of my favorite topics, so I can do it, 24/7. So it's just been a really fun time, and I hope that it's helped give you some inspiration to get started if you're a new scrapbooker, or just give you some ideas if you are a seasoned scrapbooker. Um, and I've had such a good time with you this year that I thought we would progress then into maybe I should call it Scrapbooking 102 or 202 or 201. I don't know what the next progression is. But anyway, um, and I thought so next year, I wanted to still, hang out with you guys and talk about different techniques. And so for the platform for next year, for 2024 for Scrapbooking 101, we are going to, continue making albums together. So we're gonna make an album next year together. We're gonna start in January and hopefully have that album done by December, and then we have one more album that we've finished up, and we've done it together, learning from each other. So that is what we are gonna work on in 2024, is making an album together. I don't know yet if it's gonna be a 12 by 12 album or an 8 by 8, but it will be a different album. We're gonna start brand new, fresh, page 1. We're gonna start with this album, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I hope this helps you guys get another album done in 2024, um, and, we have some fun doing it along the way. So that is the format for next year for Scrapbooking 101. It will still be the 3rd Monday of every month, except for July. I take July off, but, for the rest of the months, we, will be meeting 7 o'clock Eastern, the 3rd Monday of every month. So I hope you guys will tune in. It's still gonna be recorded. It'll still be on all my social channels, so you can, catch me on any of my Facebook groups, on my page, or now in Instagram and on my YouTube channel. Hopefully, this fuzziness that I'm seeing, you guys aren't seeing, but the video to me looks very bad right now, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Um, but hopefully that will get straightened out. And so I can't wait to see you guys all next year. It's Monday the 18th, so next Monday is Christmas. So if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a joyous holiday with your friends and family. I hope you have some time to scrapbook, and make those memories to scrapbook them. Um, And if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you, or whatever holiday you celebrate this season. I wish you all the best, and I wish you a very merry New Year, and I hope everyone is healthy and has a wonderful 2024. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you all in January. Good night.